Kevin Samuels was right. Winter is coming. I need a man. I almost died in my room. I should have been cuddling up with my man.
The longer you're by yourself, the less likely you can be a good fit for anybody else.
Yeah, 38, never been married, got kids. That's the deal breaker.
So no, women aren't cooked after 30. They're just no longer undercooked enough to be palatable to men who haven't matured.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
To avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
But your ego won't allow you. They don't want you.
Kevin Samuels was right. I hate to admit that so much. But gotta give credit where credit is due. Kevin Samuels was right. Ladies, winter is coming.
People don't tell women the truth these days.
And last night proved to me that I need a man. For real. Because I almost died in my room. It was 30 degrees in Houston last night. My toes almost froze off. Unfortunately, we got to stop with this strong, independent because when it gets cold outside, we cannot cuddle up with our independence, okay? Yes, I have an amazing blanket and central heat and all that stuff. I didn't turn the central heat on last night because I didn't know it was going to be so cold, but that's neither here nor there. The point of the matter is, I should have been cuddling up with my man, okay? I should have been increasing my body heat when it was cold. But you know what I was doing? Laying my strong, independent in the bed by myself. Now, let me tell you something. I'm done being single. I've been saying this for months, and I'm so serious. I am done being single. I want to love and cater on somebody with warm flesh, okay? I want to honor and respect somebody who can keep me warm. I'm sorry. Y'all got this single by yourself. I am done with it. I am done with it. It is so bad right now that I might go ahead and go to the gas station and scoop up that homeless man that proposes to me every time I fill my tank up. I mean, I could tell if I clean him up a little bit, give him a little haircut, he might be kind of fine. Okay? That's how cold I was last night.
Yeah, whatever, right? Because what do you wait for? I know you have the filters on. I know you most likely don't look like that when you first wake up in the morning. You said winter is coming and you're feeling winter because you're old. And what happens when you ladies get older? I know you got to be around 40, at least 45, maybe even 48. But you know, with the filters on, she looks like she could be in her younger 40s, maybe late 30s, but I'm not falling for it. But anyway, she's feeling it now and she won't mention. She admitted Kevin Samuels was right, and also men are not surprised at all by that because he was right. Like, we saw this coming. We saw it coming for so long. Why do you think men are, I hate to say it, but men are actually happy when they see you ladies suffering? Why is that? Because it's been a long time coming and men knew a change was going to come. And this is that change.
Kevin Samuels was right. I hate to admit that. Ladies, winter is coming. I need a man. I almost died in my room. It was 30 degrees. My toes almost froze off. You gotta stop with this strong, independent because when it gets cold outside, when it gets cold outside, when it gets cold outside,
when it's cold outside,
When it's cold outside, when it's cold outside, when it's cold outside. Who are you, ho? About this woman, man. She's always complaining about me never being at home. But when I'm down,
Shout out to my man. What's his name? I don't see his name, but shout out to him. He did his thing on that. Good mix. I like that. Winter is here. It's cold outside. Get a warm blanket. I know you got some footsies ready, ladies. It's that time.
let's imagine the man that Tracy Ellis Ross would get. Chances are he would be younger,
because I want a partner. And it's not just that I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. Anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, or I have no interest in it and I will not do it again. I did dream of my wedding growing up. And that's not to say that I didn't dream of the bigness of my life. And, you know, as much as grief does surface for me around not having children and not having a partner, even though the grief does emerge and that comes and I hold that.
Can you imagine a woman like Tracy Ellis Ross with a 58-year-old CEO of a Fortune 50 company, an accomplishment? No, they needed a completely different woman. And that's the ultimate point. The longer you're by yourself, the less likely you are a good fit for anybody else.
Real talk alert.
Especially you women over 35. What are you going to be willing to give up? Men are not selecting Tracy Ellis Rosses. Not for marriage. She can still get it. There are a lot of guys who would slay that easy, would have no problem even being seen with her in public. Would a man that she wants do it?
How old are you?
38.
Yeah, 38. Never been married. Got kids. That's the deal breaker.
As it should be.
I don't like quitters. You might as well stay single. Probably good at it.
Decided altogether to avoid women, that it's better to be single, guys. They're almost like happy about the fact that they're gonna make the choice to avoid the entire gender of women because they have yet to actually resolve the war they have within themselves.
God damn it! You can't make this.
What the hell are you talking about? But you way off base on this one. I was checking out the comment section on this video, and a bunch of the guys were saying the exact same thing that I'm saying. She don't know what she talking about. All she doing is just shaming men for not dealing with women these days. And her response was, it's not shaming, she just trying to get a clear understanding. Clearly, your definition of shaming and my definition is two different things. Because you said men are avoiding the entire gender of women because we're yet to resolve the war within ourselves.
What? It's wild because, you know, you see all the clips I just played. Tracy Ellis came up. He was right about that. Shame, insults, guilt, and they need to be right. Now men choose not to date. He was right about that. And it's not hard to see because when the minutes first started happening, I was overseas already. I knew there was no coming back. Kevin Samuels tried. And that's why that song hit so hard. If you think you're lonely now, oh, girl, wait until tonight.
Men saying,
girl, look at her. If you think you're lonely now. Let me hit it with the line real quick, guys. Look at her. Look at her. Oh, she's around that age, too. What is she about? 40?
剩女.
Same thing other ladies doing. Hiding her looks, most likely behind filters, but not filters, because makeup is the ultimate filter. Men aren't falling for it anymore. Men are done.
You occupied one space on a date with a younger person. You could have occupied that same space with the man that's on your level, but could you get them? And you said you can't find them. They do exist, but do they want to date you? You know why? You want to hear the answer? I just answered the question, but your ego won't allow you. They don't want you.
Emotional damage.
Men in this position make themselves invisible to you, to women like yourself. That's why you can't find them. They're hiding in plain sight because they see what women like you come with. So you want a top earner to accept a divorcee with 3 kids. He gets no children from you. And all he gets is the part of your free time for 100% of his monogamy.
I feel like I'm watching Deal or No Deal right now. You know what guys are saying to that?
No deal.
No deal. No deal. What's his name? Howie. No deal, Howie. No deal, Howie. No.
No deal.
Like the other lady. Oh, I wonder why I'm in there. No deal, Howie. I'm not accepting. No deal.
Does that sound like a fair deal?
Yes. To someone. To that lucky one.
No. Buy a dog and die alone, because you keep talking about someone, and we already established we weren't going to do that. But see, that's your ego. We've already established you don't know men like this in the real world. You keep talking about that lucky one. Why do you have to believe that that person exists? And what I'm trying to get you to understand is this is why you can't find these men. Older women are too difficult. And this is what I mean by difficult.
Man, he let it on heavy this one, but he had to. You ladies have to understand this had to be done. It still didn't work. Why do you think it keeps going? It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop. You know what's funny? It got worse. They thought it was gonna be sweet. Like when I saw what happened, I said, "Oh, it's time now." Seriously, I saw the floodgates were open. It was like around 2022, going into 2023. I had a conversation with my wife. I said, "Honey, it's time." Seriously, winter's here, right? They laughed at him. Thought it was gonna get sweet. I'm Mr. Iceman. I was waiting. I'm sitting here. I was in the heat for so long. I said, okay. And that's when the passport bro run started. And the wild thing, I'm an expat. I'm not even the passport bro. I influenced the passport bros. So I am in spirit when you think about it. The alma mater I live by, I guess I am. Like as far as going overseas, securing the income before you go, I am, because I've been doing that for the longest, right? And I didn't invent it, but I'm the first year of millennials. So I brought in the new wave, right? I brought in the cell phone. When cell phones first got popular, what was it, like around 99? I had a job at Radio Shack. I was selling cell phones and DirecTV. Then, now this is happening. Passport bros, I was already ahead of the curve, right? I was one of those guys that was a millennial that was with the times, that understood the internet. I had 2 phones when cell phones got popular. So now I'm here for all the smoke.
Expect to be entertained by an older man through text messages. You might get an LOL at best, okay? Maybe like a laughing emoji. Maybe occasionally a heart. But yeah, no. Yeah, no. Don't expect to be entertained over a text message with the older man. Older grown man, okay? It's not that they don't like you, okay? It's just 2 p.m. and they're ready to go home and they're tired. That's it. So, if you're going to be texting an older man, you better just be prepared and be secured in yourself enough to understand that their feelings does not reflect their text messaging style. Okay?
Literally. So yeah, this lady made this video on TikTok saying or stating that having an older guy is not a flex. I agree. And the comments and her herself was talking about all these bad things that these older guys do to you. I'm gonna tell you like this. How old do you think your grandma and her husband was? Y'all love to push this narrative that all older men are and gonna over a woman, but the reality of it is y'all don't know what y'all talking about. Y'all don't. I posted, oh, me and mine was good. This lady stated a comment under the video that I totally do not agree with. Y'all are so unhealthy and so traumatized by the things that was told to y'all that y'all haven't even lived to even see how bad it was for real. Like, stop watching other people's life and thinking you know what you're talking about. I'm not being manipulated. I'm not being groomed. I'm not being any of it. Like, come on now.
Ooh, she's talking to somebody. I'm sure somebody's pulled her over Like her man probably went in Starbucks one day, right? Went to go get that espresso, that extra espresso shot, or went to go get the sweet coffee drink, right? And old lady pulled up to her, started hating. But they don't realize, right? A lot of men are healed and done. See, this is what's happening. You ladies are divorcing these men. And younger girls, yes, they do get some fringe benefits, right? A guy that's older is more established, but this is not something new. This is something you did when you were younger, but you didn't take advantage in a positive way, right? Old man probably put you up on game, helped you out. Some guys even getting through girls through college. You got through college, but didn't take it serious. He probably wanted to marry you. You didn't marry him. He probably got divorced already by one of those older ladies. You didn't want to marry him. So you lost your shot. So now you're hating on the young girls. But young girls are on game. They know what's going on. Why? Because these guys, these older guys, are getting with these girls. They're not lying. And they see it. Like imagine that's like me telling somebody younger than me something, and then they go, "Oh, I did see that. Yeah, it's a little off." That's what's happening. These young girls are wising up, and your time is over.
So girls that date older guys, I'm not talking about a little 5-year age difference. I'm not talking about if you date guys who are 15, 20, 25 years older than you. When they show you guys pictures of what they used to look like when they're 30 or even in their 20s, and you're just like, what the f? Who is this person? They just look like completely different people. Duh. Like, why is your hair so dark? And you had hair back then? Their bodies and their whole facial features look so different. It's like, did y'all get plastic surgery or something? And it's the aging that makes them look different, but they look good now. And then back then they just kind of look like, Like, why does my diff look so different? Am I gonna get canceled for this? Like, I never really noticed this until they would start showing me pictures of like, oh my gosh, this is me, like whatever. And it's like 2010, and it's like, who is this man? They just look so different. I don't know how to feel about that sometimes, but I have the hot version now, you know? They look like babies back then. Like, I love their wrinkles and like the dad, like the old man bod and like the gray hair in the face. Like, that's just so... Okay, daddy issues are coming out. Bye.
What do you know? This is what guys are getting. They leave the other old girl that Kevin Samuels was talking to and get her. Like, you see the difference? And guys are doing it to the utmost. What do I mean? They're not even getting with the younger girls. What are they doing? Going over to the Philippines, over to Thailand, and getting with younger beauties. Right? Why? Because this is the way. Like seriously, the guy's like, this is the way. It is.
This is the way.
It's not even bragging. It's true. Everything I show this all the time. Like, for instance, the name of my program is This Is the Way. And I show guys why this is the way. So if you want to work online and go across these waters yourself and find a lady that's for you and have the income to do it, it's nothing to live overseas. No, guys, I mean literally nothing. Like, if you're struggling in the US, I think you should live overseas. Like, I first moved overseas with $11 an hour, and I flourished. Things are now as they were then. I got tongue-tied for a minute. But, yes. So, guys, and now I have the opportunity to make more, and I see what's happening with the job market. They're not hiring these ladies that are getting college degrees. Why? They were hiring guys like me. They were hiring Filipinos. They were hiring people overseas. I show guys this when I train them. And I give guys this information for only $100. Definitely worth it.
Can older men date younger women?
Older men can absolutely date younger women, and I think women in general prefer men that are a bit older than them, just because men take longer to mature. But when the gap starts to get to be around 8 to 10 years, that's when, I find that sometimes there can be some compatibility differences where, maybe they have a different mindset, maybe they want to go out and party a lot more, and the older guy doesn't really want to do that. However, I find that if you solve that problem, you can still be compatible, then it works out great. Age is just one factor of how you judge a person. And I find that a lot of women can get very fulfilling relationships with a guy who's older. They can learn a lot from him. You can take care of them. There's a lot of great things that come out of that. I think the problem starts to arise when the guy is doing it for the wrong reasons, where he just wants someone who's hot, who's not going to talk very much. That's not a great reason to get into a relationship with a younger woman. But if you legitimately are attracted, you enjoy being around that, you have a young kind of spirit to yourself, you have a lot of energy, I think it could absolutely work.
I think my guy has a little bit of a young mind. Why? Because it's the peace. It is. When you get with a girl that hasn't been everywhere under the sun, it feels different. And looks hot. Yeah. Guys want a girl that looks hot too. Youth, it's a thing. Hot and hasn't been everywhere. Bonus. Or not even just that. A girl that's not like modern woman, even more of a bonus. It's more than just buying things and shopping. Why do I say that? Because a man is older, right? He's in his 40s. His finances, even if he's in his 50s, right? He's set. He's most likely retired. Him buying that bag, piece of cake. Do you think he wants to give his all to some old lady? No. Look what it says. Did a guy my age, didn't even make a dinner reservation for my birthday. Went on a first date last night, and he, 42, bought flowers and had reservations. Sidewalk rule, walked me to the door, all of it. Chivalry, right? Older men still have it. Like everything happening now. You guys can tell how old I am. I'm dead serious. I really didn't understand why guys aren't talking to ladies, right? Because if I was in the States and I didn't have a wife, I wouldn't be talking to nobody. But if I found somebody okay, I would talk to them and then fill them out. Things go bad, leave. It's the run around, but it's a headache. But check us out. In the emotional intelligence, see, they love it. Manifesting this for myself in 2025. So more ladies are dating younger guys. Now, if they're okay, guys, I'm not going to stop you. Go for it. But a lot of these ladies are twisted. But anyway, exactly. My man pays for everything. I don't work and I get a monthly wifely salary. Plus, he does chores around the house. We have a big age gap. They love it. And I understand why they love it. And it's not going to stop. It's like Puffy. Thought I told you that we won't stop. Thought I told you that we won't stop. They're definitely not stopping.
Over 50% of women over 40 are on antidepressants. Let that sink in. Half of an entire generation of women medicated just to cope with life.
I've waited for my husband for so many years. And I'm just getting mad. And I'm about to turn 40. There's a lot of stress on me right now.
I'm 38 years old. I've never been married. I've never had children. I have 3 cats in my house.
I'll be 41 next week, and I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna really tell you the shit. So after the age of basically 32, that is when you're just gonna date people that are coming off of divorce.
50 years old, and I have never been married, and I don't have kids. And I know that some people think that is a red flag.
45 and child-free.
Okay, so this just keeps going on and on. This is probably the first time in history where so many women haven't had kids. And we can see this with the birth rate data. And it should be obvious by this point, the older you get, the less quality of the men there is going to be to date. So if you're young and you have a boyfriend, please learn the lessons from the older generations. Have kids. Do not end up being old, lonely, and depressed and hating men. Just have kids. Easy.
Paul Pierce recently claimed on the Truth After Dark podcast that women are cooked after 30. Let's be clear, this isn't just a hot take. It's a reheated stereotype served with a side of insecurity. What's actually cooked is the idea that a woman's value expires with her youth. That mindset isn't edgy, it's exhausted. Women in their 30s are often hitting their stride, emotionally grounded, professionally sharp, and less likely to tolerate nonsense disguised as charm. If that's cooked, maybe the real issue is that some men can't handle a well-done woman. This kind of commentary doesn't just reflect personal bias, it reinforces a culture that treats women like produce with a shelf life. It's the same tired narrative that
Come on
ages
now,
into
stop it.
discernment. So no, women aren't cooked after 30. They're just no longer undercooked enough to be palatable to men who haven't matured past the appetizer stage.
Wise older woman is ashamed of today's modern women.
It's the women. It ain't the men no more. The women gone bad. The women's gone bad. It ain't the men's now. It's the women done gone bad.
You gonna flip the script on us?
Yeah, it's the women done gone bad.
You a woman yourself.
I'm a woman myself, but I don't do half the things I see these women do now.
They don't care no more.
That's when the men don't respect them. That's why. Let me tell you something, Amber. You got to give a man respect to get respect. You know what I'm saying? You got to give your husband respect to get respect. Because as long as you respect him, ain't too much he gonna do wrong.
They really worked a number on us. Collectively, how do we get to a point in life, especially women? This can apply to everyone, but this is especially for women. How do we get to a point in life that we mourn aging? The biggest blessing that God can give you is life. And yet every year we mourn aging. We're not mourning aging at like 65, where they said that those later years are like bonus. We are mourning from we're in our late 20s. I'm gonna cuss talking about this because I'm very passionate about it, because I personally have been someone that has been deeply affected by what you'd call age shaming. Yeah. For whatever reason, women are told when they get to a certain age that their dreams are so much more further away because they're getting older. That it's so much more harder to attain that goal. That you shouldn't dream as big because you're aging. Who came up with that? It's not biblical. It's not from God. Because if you are in his word, then you realize a lot of women were given their gifts and their dreams way later on in their life. So who is this from? I can tell you right now, it's probably some men, losers, decided let's strip the woman of her confidence and her worth. Let us tell her that she's not worthy after the age of 29. For whatever reason, this spread like the gospel. And you have men that regurgitate this. It's crazy. Women have also believed it, where they regurgitate that other women who are still trying. That's not law. There is no same brief man that can look at me and tell me that my dreams are unattainable because of my age. God is blessing me with longer life to give me the dreams that I have in my heart. And you're telling me it can't happen because what? Who are you again? You know what's crazy with society? When men are losing their hair, suffering from erectile dysfunction, have bare belly, completely losing it, they're still patted on the back and encouraged to go after their wildest dreams. And for whatever reason, women are encouraged to stop. Today is the day that we rewire that. I don't know who you are looking at this screen, but I'm going to tell you about me. For 10 years of my life, I did not like my birthday. Every August, I'd get anxiety. As my birthday approached in September, because I felt I was 1 year closer to failing at my dream, because so many men told me time and time again it wouldn't happen after 25. Keep hearing that, you kind of believe it. Enough. Take it back. Take it back. Take it back. Your power, sis. You can do everything you want to do. I'm not too old to do. Enough.
You heard what she was saying? Take it back. Take it back. Who said take back your power, sis? Not the man upstairs. Take back what power? No men took anything from you. All men did was tell you the truth. But you know what? I'm not saying nothing. I'm going to let one of the OGs tell it.
Why does Satan work overtime on women? Let's start off with a verse. 1 Peter 5:8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour. Satan, I believe, works overtime on women because women have the power of influence over men. You don't have to look too far in the Bible to see this. Eve convinced Adam to partake of the apple. Delilah convinced Samson to tell her where he got his strength from. Sarah convinced Abraham to sleep with her handmaid so they could have a baby through her handmaid. Satan knows if he can get to the woman can get to the man or will get to the man. There is another reason why Satan works overtime on women. It's because they have a womb. It's because they have the ability to reproduce. Women produce more men and women. Satan cannot reproduce. He has to work with what he has right now. Satan and his demons cannot reproduce. He will do anything to convince women to get rid of their offspring. He will do anything to stop the reproduction of more Christian soldiers whom he will have to fight. I believe this is the reason why God tells women to submit to their husbands. It's not to suppress them. It's to protect them. There is protection under authority. God has given us an authority structure, and if we stay under it, we are protected. But if we leave from under your umbrella, in other words, you disobey the authority over you, you are left out in the open for the devil and his angels to get you. So women, submit yourselves to your husband and then to God. And don't let Satan convince you to do anything contrary to the word of God. And just a little side note. Honestly, submit to your husband does not mean you're a slave. It does not mean you need to take any abuse at all. It is just, husband, what do you think I should do here? Husband, these are our choices. Let him choose. Talk about it, but let him make the final decision. If there's, let's say, I'll give you a real live example right now. I really just discovered playing pickleball. But one day I fell really hard. I didn't break anything, but it kind of scared me a little bit. And now I am walking around with a fractured rib that's still healing. I so bad want to go play pickleball again when I'm healed. But my husband, we had to talk about it, and he said, I really don't think you should go. He didn't tell me that I can't go. He said, I don't think you should go. And this is what I believe. I really believe that God is speaking through my husband to me. It's my protection. Because I really believe I'm gonna, if I would say, you know what, I understand you don't want me to go because you're afraid I'm gonna hurt myself, but I'm gonna listen to you. I really believe it's gonna protect me. There is something about the authority structure that God established. It's God, Jesus, husband, wife, children, things like that. And that's called an umbrella of protection. We stay under that umbrella, and as long as we stay under that umbrella, we are protected. But as soon as we get out from under that umbrella, just like children, as soon as they disobey their parents, they're out of the umbrella where the devil can mess with them. But as long as they obey their parents, the devil can't mess with them because they're doing what their parents are telling them to do. So don't ever think that you are supposed to take any kind of abuse. This has nothing to do. And at any time, I can tell my husband, I ain't doing that. That's my choice. But the moment I do that, I am out from under the umbrella of protection. That's all. Just wanted to give a little side note. I pray this has been an encouragement to you. Just keep talking to God. Just keep walking with him and get all your instructions from him because he'll help you through this. He'll tell you what to do.
Answer's coming.